Oh, what's up? It's Allie. Yeah, we're back. We're Shattered Time Rewind. I forgot we were actually in the middle of the session. It's fine. Okay, so I wake up to find myself on the ground. Same ground, same house. Same mailbox with the Syrengi family name on it. Same everything. I sit up and feel something in my pocket. It's the lock and key. Well then, it looks like all that witchcraft stuff regarding these special metal items held true. I never should have doubted you, Yuri. I don't waste much time as I get up and make my way inside. I have some idea of what I'm up against here. I know Natsuki's dad is the killer, but what am I supposed to do, though? Beating up that loser Joichiro is one thing, but this guy has a gun on him. Am I really going to kill the guy? Damn it, I don't even know anymore. Maybe there's some other way. There has to be. I go through the house quietly, making note of some of the odds and ends I find. Something a little weird I notice is the cordless phone in the kitchen. Conveniently, there's an address book right next to it. Tch. Who even uses these things anymore? I guess this guy's never heard of a cell phone before. Looking past the outdated phone, I notice that's what seems to be a small business card right under the address book. I take it in my hands. I remember the name of this company as being a law firm that went under a few years back. Sheesh, no wonder he's so bitter and drunk all the time. I take one and study the name. Kaito Syrengi. So, I've got a name to a place, I've got a name to place for that mug of his. There we go. That's not going to help me much, though, not unless I can get him arrested for doing absolutely nothing, because that makes total sense. Yeah, no. I absent-mindedly pocket the card and keep on moving. I find myself in the living room next, where I see another picture of the seemingly happy family on the wall. I then find another picture, but this time it's just Natsuki's mother alone. There's a small metal plate on the frame with a black ribbon adorning it. Kaede Syrengi, 1978 to 2016. That's right, Natsuki's mom apparently died, and not long after we would have started high school on top of that. Having divorced parents is one thing, but this is the death of a parent we're talking about. While I wouldn't personally be too sad about never seeing my old man again, the thought of losing my mom would break me. Mom is all I have left now. Without her, I'd have no reason to... No. If Natsuki's mom meant as much to her as mine does to me, then I might have an idea of how this loss might have affected her. I shake my head and make my way through the rest of the house. As I'm quietly sneaking over to Natsuki's room, one of the doors next to me creaks open. Fuck my life. My blood turns to ice as a man in a wrinkled business shirt steps into view. He seems very groggy at first until our eyes lock. It's him. I only caught a brief glance at him before, but there's no doubt in my mind.
Who the devil are you? What are you doing in my house?
I was just looking for the bathroom. Why did I even say that? As if saying anything else would make a difference at this point. His expression goes from dazed to angry almost immediately as I see him reaching for something. Why didn't I grab at least a knife or something? He's probably getting that gun of his. Whatever, I'm gonna book it. I look back for a split second, but I don't see the gun in his hand, thankfully. I try to get away, but the psycho lunges at me with a bat in his hands, roaring with anger as he aggressively charges at me. Okay, so that's not Mr. Bat, because Mr. Bat was like a gray metal bat.
Get back over here!
There's a fire in his eyes as he tries to bludgeon me with the bat. I'm able to hold him off when I grab onto the bat before he can get me. I push back, holding onto the bat as hard as I can, knocking him against the wall. I take a hold of it, trying to keep my eyes on him at all times. We're both standing still, waiting to see which of us will make a move first. I'm not going to let you kill your daughter, you sick, twisted freak.
I don't know what you're talking about. How do you even know I have a daughter? Are you some kind of stalker? Oh, I see now. Oh, you're not laying your hands on her.
Before I can say anything, he grabs onto a discarded beer bottle. He rakes it against the corner of the wall and slowly approaches, his eyes locked onto me the entire time. Dracos, is that you? As I'm looking at him, I swear I can see something behind him, or someone. Like a shadow looming right behind him with burning red eyes and horns like a stag.
I've already had a shit day at work. At least now I have something to take it out on.
Oh yeah? Bring it on, you crazy old bat! He takes a few jabs at me with the broken beer bottle, but I'm able to dodge. I managed to land a clean hit on his jaw, sending him reeling. Didn't think he had a glass jaw. As I move over to him to knock him out, he takes the moment to strike. He got me. Dropping the bat out of shock, he picks it up and slugs me over the head.
My God, you're greasy.
I'm in and out of consciousness as I feel myself getting dragged by the waist. I'm back in the hall. Damn, I'm still bleeding from where he stabbed me. I don't know what he's going to do to me. As we get closer to what I assumed to be his room, a voice calls out.
Dad, what's going on?
Shit! He picks up the pace as he makes his way over to Natsuki's room. He drops me to the floor as he barges in her, practically throwing the door open. I am able to catch a glimpse of everything from the opening of the door.
Oh, hey, Nat. Listen, there's no time to explain. We have to leave right now because we'll be, going on vacation for a while. Yeah, we've got to leave right now, or else. I've got no clue when we'll be coming back, either.
What? Why? I still have school tomorrow.
Don't worry about that. I've got it all figured out. So pack up your bags, Nat, because, we're going on vacation right now to Disneyland.
But what about all the noise I heard downstairs?
Disneyland!
I can't hang on anymore. As I look away from Natsuki's room, I see that same shadow figure again, peering at me with piercing crimson eyes. As he moves closer to me with his hand out, I feel myself fade away. June 3rd, 2019. Don't get caught by Dad. Doesn't work out for you. I spring up from the ground, gasping for breath. What the hell was all that? I look at my shirt. There's no signs of blood anywhere. I don't feel like I have any stab wounds either. I look at my watch. The day hasn't changed. Meanwhile, the time looks like it was rewound just before I broke into the house earlier. Is this like some kind of return by death? So it seems the time loop resets to this point if I die at any point. That's good to know, I guess. I still have no idea what the hell I've got myself into, but there is one thing I do know. I don't want to mess with Natsuki's dad in a direct confrontation. I pick myself back up and feel around in my pockets. The lock and key are still there, as well as a small piece of paper. I take it out and look it over. The business card is still here. Well, it won't do me any good now, but I'll keep it. I put it back in my pocket and proceed into the house once again. Okay, let's review. What do I know? Natsuki's dad is the killer. He's also batshit crazy and willing to kill me on sight. And he is more than willing to go on the run with Natsuki if he kills me. To Disneyland, of all places. Yeah, I'd prefer to avoid confronting him, but then again, just in case, I need to have something to defend myself with. I waste no time grabbing a knife from the dirty dishes. I don't care if it's got crusty old food on it. I'm going to use it to stab that old bastard on sight if worst comes to worst. I'm not going to waste any time in this loop. I'm heading straight for the room he came out of to see if there's anything I can do. I can probably get the jump on him there if I have to, now that I have the element of surprise on my side. I kind of suspected this was like an office or bedroom of some sort, but it seems like a mix of both. I look over to the other side of the room, and there, fast asleep in a chair, is the bastard himself. I slowly take a few steps forward, making sure I don't get too close. From here, he almost looks harmless. I know he's anything but harmless, considering he's not only going to kill his daughter, but he'll kill me if I screw up again. Okay, you've made it this far, Hallie, think. I look around the room for anything that might be helpful. I spot the bat right on the side of the doorway. I see some kind of locked box that seems large enough to store the gun he had. What if No. I'm not here to kill anyone. What am I supposed to do, though? I can't kill a person in cold blood like that, even if I know what he's planning. He technically hasn't done anything yet. If I could just stop him from killing Natsuki, then maybe none of this will happen. That's when I see a bottle of sleeping pills on the nightstand. I take it in my hands to inspect it. I glance over the directions and see the pills haven't expired yet. Maybe... I walk over to Kaito's sleeping body with the bottle open. I then force a couple of pills into his mouth. He can't kill Natsuki if he's too busy sleeping. If fate says Natsuki is going to die, then I'm just going to give fate the middle finger. I can't stop here, though. No, I have to make sure nothing else can go wrong. With the bottle still in my hand, I make my way over to Natsuki's room. I take a couple of the pills in my hand and shove them down her mouth as well. Okay, according to the directions, that ought to do it. At least, until the morning comes. I'm not going to shove the whole bottle down her throat and risk her overdosing on sleeping pills. Still, I hope this works since there's no guarantee. Fingers crossed. With that taken care of, I look around the room again. That's when I notice her diary in the same spot I saw it the last time. I never finished reading it before, considering her psycho father came in here before I found anything useful. As much as I don't want to, I nab the diary and put it under my arm. In case things go south with Operation Go to Sleep, then I need a plan B to fall back on. Sorry, Natsuki, but I'm trying to save you, and I'm running out of options. Then again, she already hates me. I casually made my way out of the house after doing what I felt had to be done. I tossed the knife in the garbage while I was at it, as to not look like or suspicious. Well, more suspicious than I already do, walking around at night with a pink book in my arms. I spotted Joichiro on his usual walk, as I did before, but I made sure to stay out of sight. Hopefully this will all be over soon. Maybe what I did sounds kind of stupid, but what the hell was I supposed to do? I feel like I'm up against the wall with no way out. I fish out the house keys from my pocket and quietly unlock the door. Then I gently open the door and set foot inside. Before going to my room, I make a slight detour. There's an old trunk in the basement that I think that lock will work on. I spot it in the corner, hidden in the back. I open it, and sure enough, it's as empty as my old man's head. I don't know why Mom kept this old thing, but I'm not going to question it. Now it has a purpose to serve. I toss in the business card and place the diary inside. I shut the trunk and lock it back up. There, just in case I need them later. Mom was asleep, as per usual, so there's no need to worry about explaining anything. It would make a hell of a story, though. How I got into a fight with some crazy guy, and then how I put him and his daughter to sleep with fight or sleeping pills. Not exactly proud of all that, not going to lie. I can only hope things will work out in the end. June 4th, 2019. So far, everything seems normal. Natsuki might not be at school today, but that's okay. She's most likely still sleeping, if I'm going off the directions on the bottle. But if she wakes up within the next couple of hours, then... Now that I think about it, she might miss the first couple of classes if she does come to school. Yeah, I didn't think that through, but it's a small price to pay to make sure she doesn't die. Well, maybe some mind-numbing classwork can take my mind off everything and it'll all just be some stupid memory. As I continue my way, I notice a plume of smoke off in the distance. That's where the school is! As I pick up the pace a little, some of the residents come out of their houses to observe the plume of smoke. As I'm running, I see a number of students fleeing in the opposite direction. What the hell? Hey, what's going on?
There's a fire at the school! It just happened out of nowhere!
What?
I don't know about you, but I'd stay the hell away!
Before I can say anything else, the girl continues running. Normally I wouldn't give a damn about the school, but something pops into my mind. Someone, actually. Mio! I start running to the school, slinking my way through all the panicked students. Mio usually goes to school early and hangs around the classroom at least 15 minutes before class starts. I just hope being a prudent student hasn't gotten her killed. It's exactly as that girl said. A portion of the school is engulfed in flames. Not just any portion either. That's where my homeroom is. Damn it! I fight my way inside, fighting against the surge of students trying to escape. A lot of them urge me to turn back. Trust me, I'd love to do that. I really would. I can't, though. I have to see if...
Sometimes I worry about Mio. She's a very sweet girl, but I've often found myself stepping in if someone gives her a hard time. It makes me worry about her and what'll happen if I'm not there.
Well, I had more words to say there. It might not mean much, but I can help look out for her if you'd like. What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. It's just... I can't say I'm surprised. Honestly, Hallie, I can't help but feel you're too much of a nice person for your own good as well. Admittedly, I would be a lot less anxious if you were looking out for her. Thank you.
Huh. Well, it's not a problem at all. We might not talk a lot, but I'd at least consider her a friend.
I'm sure she would appreciate that. Very well then. You promise?
I promise. I'm not going to abandon her. Not after I made that promise to Kotonoha. Not if I can help it. I already broke one promise to her, so I'm sure as hell not breaking this one. Eventually, I make it outside the classroom. I kick the door down. I'm horrified by the sight in front of me. So many bodies on the floor. I can barely recognize anyone. The only one I can even pinpoint is the teacher. I can't be here. No! It's just too much. I can't! I run. I run as fast as my legs can carry me out of there. I don't want to be here now. Mio, I'm sorry. Koto, I couldn't save her. I'm a failure. I failed you and her. I couldn't save you from that stalker, now I couldn't save Mio from that fire. Damn it all! As I catch my breath, I hear someone behind me. As I turn around, I'm met with the blunt force of a metal bat to the face. Slam!
Really, Hallie, did you already forget what we talked about?
The fuck? Amy?
Did you forget why you were here in the first place? Honestly, you can be so dense sometimes. I told you what would happen if you went against the rules of the ritual and didn't die. You are seriously such a difficult man.
Why are you doing this?
I'm simply enforcing the will of Tarankos. You didn't follow the rules. Now you have to be punished. Nut has to live, Hallie. There's no way around it. Cramming a few sleeping pills down her throat isn't going to solve the problem. Do you understand me?
How do you know?
For her to live, a proper exchange has to take place. There has to be balance. A soul for a soul. For her to survive, someone must perish. I don't care if you, me, or her father, or any random person has to die in the process. Are we on the same page now? One life must be extinguished for another to go on. There is no other way around it. Now go back and get it right next time, would you? Ugh, just the sight of you right now is making me sick with anger. You think you can get away with this, Hallie? I'm not going to let things end this way. This is completely unforgivable and unacceptable. Tell me, do you believe in fate, Hallie? Well, you better start believing if you already don't. Because right now, you're fighting against fate itself. Now then, just to make sure we understand each other.
As I'm getting up, I see Amy reaching for something. My eyes widen as she takes out the familiar bracelets I used to start this nonsense. What? Amy, wait!
Tarankos have come to bargain. Tarankos have come to bargain. Tarankos have come to bargain. Tarankos have come to bargain.
Stop that! What are you trying to pull?
Shut up and bleed.
She introduces my face to her bat, sending me tumbling to the ground. The hell is wrong with you?
I hereby discharge you from your duty.
With that, she introduced my face to her bat one last time. Everything else fades away.